What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video and today with the trailer for the new season Chains of Eternity that is going to be released on the 17th of January, so pretty soon. And what you can expect in this season, we are going to analyze today, we're going to react to it. There is like a 1-minute story passage in this trailer. We are going to watch this in full so you can enjoy it to the full effect, and then we're going to go and analyze a few details in there and go for the rest of the trailer, because that second half of the trailer is packed with information. It's absolutely crazy. So I hope you enjoyed this first half of the trailer, and we're going to see us in a minute.
2 millennia passed. A general led her soldiers against a Hypogean in this place, and the cost of victory was high, as she herself died in the end. This festival stands as a tribute to that great war.
Lighting up the hero's ice sculpture is the heart of the festival. The more the merrier, and the more fun we have. I wish the festival would never end.
Once you've made your choice, there's no turning back. Duty calls. You're finally here. I had to wait quite a while. Merlin. The gods can't hear our cries.
I am ready to offer everything. Dora above.
So there we go, new season Chains of Eternity with the first story assets that we saw right there. Fairly interesting, some interesting things definitely in there. Starting off with the reveal of the new heroes within the season, which we can easily find if we scroll a little bit back, starting off with Frozen Paul Lorsan right there. I don't know who the wolf guy is or her. Not to know if maybe they were in AFK Arena. I couldn't tell you. But definitely expect at least this guy to be released, honestly. And if he's going to be released, and Lorsan is indeed announced in this trailer as well, and she's probably going to be released too. It just makes sense. So definitely some interesting characters right there. Then we had a second very similar screen of the Lesser family, apparently with the main story characters, and then, oh well, this guy. And I mean, if anybody here is evil, then it's probably this dude. I mean, he looks like Loki or something, I don't know. Yeah, definitely evil. He even has like Graveborn robes. Those looks like the stuff that Ludovic wears, which is fairly insane. And also talking about Graveborn, we first of all have this guy. No idea who that is. As I said, not too much known in the AFK Arena and general lore of Asperia, so I have to say no idea. I was also surprised by this screen, because that looks like the Viperian bones that he summons, and in general that there is such a Graveborn focus once again. I kind of expected this to be more around Celestial and Hypogeans, but we find ourselves with the Graveborns again, which, I mean, I don't mind, they are pretty cool, so could be fairly interesting. Still, nonetheless, I definitely was also surprised by the darkness of this trailer overall. We had this scene in there with those crazy priests, and they kind of remind me of the Starter Story priests. Do you know, like, when you are in the area around Trial of Abyss, they're those guys. They kind of look similar, the priests that run around there. So, kind of interesting that they decided to introduce them like this, and that they put them in there, and we have kind of a dark theme here. It starts off really with like the festivities. Well, it starts off with a whole lot of murder, really, but then there are the festivities and celebrations, and hey, okay, cool, new heroes, and then it goes straight up down like into dark god whatever stuff and everything. So yeah, I think this trailer really is fairly interesting, because I thought hey, we had the Winter Revelry event already, and now they make Winter Revelry season, and then it suddenly all goes downhill. So a little bit crazy. So let's hop into the next part, because that is also fairly interesting. So this is where we stopped, and now we're going to get to see some of the new areas for the season, which I really like, because They are vastly different to each other. They once again brought us areas that really don't look like each other. Like, this is pretty cool when we have like this trial of this stuff, and I love this one. I love this one. We have to talk about this one. Because obviously this is Ludovic right here, and this is Ludovic's flower field, and we have the image frames right here we saw with the first wallpaper of him. They're like some Graveborn flames, and we have those dudes over there, the white flower minions. I have no idea who those are, but I really like that they made this entire area, this thing we formerly only saw in the Ludovic wallpaper and like in his hero skill sets, that they made this real area. This I think is really cool. And if you've not seen the Ludovic wallpaper that I'm talking about yet, this is like the Ludovic wallpaper. This was the first initial wallpaper they released together with the hero. And we can see Ludovic right here in front of the moon and with the image frame in the background. Now they all put this in like a tile set, which I think is great. And we already get to the first new hero, our first Graveborn hero that is going to be released, fighting, well, apparently the wolf we saw before in a sword battle, two swordsmen or swordswomen there fighting against each other. And I was very surprised at something we're going to see now, because this hero is an A tier. And I thought like this, I mean, that is Valka, that is like, seems like a main story character, and we get her as an A tier. I was a bit confused by that. I mean, we don't really see power difference too much in AFK Journey between A and S tiers, but nonetheless, such a main character, the first character introduced to the season, I kind of expected her to be S tier, I'll be honest. Graveborn, Warrior, both of which things that I kind of like. Graveborn is pretty cool. I think it's good that this faction gets a few more heroes, so that works out for me. And I mean, in regard to warriors in the Graveborn faction, who do we even have? We have Hodgkin and we have Ego, so a little bit more support could be fairly interesting. Also, let's take a look at her skills. We see the first animations right there. And I want to point out a few things around here. First of all, let's go a little bit back. First of all, we see Lorsan right here. He's going to be the second hero that is going to be announced. And if we go a little bit further back, that is also the wolf hero we saw. We also see a shield on her. If I remember correctly, Ludovic doesn't give any shields, so she probably have given that to herself. And a white number right there, was a little bit too slow with the stopping. Dealing true damage. Oh yeah, also regenerating 200 energy. And dealing true damage is a fairly strong ability. That is something that already makes a hero interesting in itself. We don't have too many heroes in the game right now that deal true damage. I was actually looking for a second hero for like the wilder Ravaged Realm team in one of my last video that deals true damage. But true damage heroes are fairly limited, and usually they are good. They are like at least in the upper half of the heroes. So that is kind of promising for her. Next up, Lorsan. Let's go.
I changed to its tune.
People have waited since like the base story, since that's a base release, for our trusty Lorsan to be released into the game. Now we get him, and S tier. You see the yellow symbol right there, the golden symbol. Wilder support. So the Wilder faction gets another S tier. And I mean, if we look back at the heroes that were released to the Wilder faction, yeah, Lorsan is almost guaranteed to be good. He's almost guaranteed to be good. I don't think he has a chance to be bad. So that's a thing to note. We have some heal over there. So we see the heals, we see some energy. Actually, I have to say, like even look after looking at it multiple times, I don't see too much. I see some stuns over there. It's a little bit hard to tell overall. Some damage. The wind is interesting. Doesn't seem to move the characters too much. But seemingly some stunts right there. So could be interesting to see what he does really. We have one more character actually to be shown in this trailer. Snowweaver's Gift is returning, and now it becomes a little bit insane, because now they are like, okay, we give you 0.5 seconds and bam, there is a piece of information and another piece of information. Okay, Snow Spire gift, Epic Hero 104, Epic invite letter. I reckon this is this 1 week login event where at the end you get a chest. And apparently this chest includes Lily May, Ludovic, Vala, and Arthur. So Lily May in the chest at the 1 week event at the start of the season, plus 18 Epic invite letters. Pretty much insane. So we'll have to stop multiple times now, that much I can promise you. New season artifacts, 12 new game-changing artifacts. Not too insane, I have to say. Thinking about it, I mean, I was thinking about Winter Revelry, really. And I was kind of hoping that this was like a beta test, you know? Because they had those interesting combinations with the artifacts. And I thought, that is kind of cool that they already have that in the game. Like combining 2 different effects to be your artifact. And I kind of thought this might be the case. But we're going to see what's going to be the artifact. I have to say, in the last season, they kind of managed to find a good way to do it. I was annoyed by the season before where you couldn't level all the artifacts. Last season, this was way better. And we saw a little bit more artifact variety, so it worked out. And new cosmetics. A ton of cosmetics. Season handbook this time. Winter Embrace, we have those winter clothes, which I really like. The changing tickets come back. We see an A and an S tier switch ticket. People appreciated those last time. Even though many wish that the first season and like the base game had also some switch tickets associated with that you can earn some way. So it could be maybe something for the future. Lorsan already getting a skin. Madness limited time event bundle. Event bundle, so I first thought it was an event, but maybe this is a paid skin. Might be the case. I love this one. I love this one. Look at Murky. Like, how can you hate the skin? You can't hate the skin. Velvet Store skin, so kind of like the skin for Sylvina we saw last season, and for Viperion. This is going to come to the Velvet Store. And this is pretty cool, actually. And keep in mind, Velvet Store tickets are not season-bound. So you can use them next season as well. So the support actually confirmed this to Chippy AFK Velvet vouchers. They will come with you to the next season. So if you decide to not buy anything this season, you can early on buy the next Smokey and Murky skin, which I will definitely do because, well, look at that. Murky has a ball. It's pretty cool. And then we have the Velvet Store cosmetic list. This is those are the cosmetics that we can buy there. Am I hyped about this? I mean, it is kind of cool. Like, looks a little bit like this Victorian stuff. Maybe the white one. It's not really the style that I want to put on my hero, I'll be honest. But there are more cosmetics. We're not done yet. Season Noble Path cosmetics. We have the white, gray, bluish hair. We have the full dress right there. The female clothes once again look way better. Some vouchers in there. An unknown item over here. I have no idea what that is. We will see. But definitely look pretty cool for the Noble Path. And then Fabled Road, the other season pass. A bit more of a darker armor. Looks fairly interesting. I'm not too sure about this one yet. I think I want to think this is cool, but I'm not too sure about it yet. I kind of want to see it in game because this seems like I don't like all the lines right there. I'm not sure. What do you think about this? Tell me down in the comments. And even more cosmetics. This time, Ember Light Revelry, which could be like an event. Auspicious Clouds. Which I really like, with like a little bit of an Asian style. We have the clouds there. I think that's a cool one. Claim for free in Emberlight Revelry. So that's a free one. That's cool. And then we have the Brimstone Store, which I think it is a bit ridiculous. How many cosmetics here? New Brimstone Store. New cosmetics, Flaming Hymn. And we have like different items in there. Look at that. That's the body piece. We have the hair for the male clothes there. They have a back piece that is apparently burning. And we have kind of wings. Oh, those are sick. Those are really sick. The crown over there, not too sure if I'm a big friend of that. I like the mask, love the mask to be honest. And then we have the eye color, and the eye color like the one colored eyes with like the yellow ones, and then we have the gray ones. Oh, that is something for me. That is something for me, I tell you that. That is going to definitely join my list, and we're going to do some fashion stuff with it. I like it. I like it. I definitely have to have this back piece and the eye piece and the eye color definitely. I like this, but we have to see what the Brimstone store is. Kind of have no idea, not a single clue. And this apparently also Brimstone scored. Tazi skin, Starlit Fantasy, gorgeous skin. We get to see some animations, by the way. I don't want to keep those. Looks great, completely new animations. Insane. And this was the point, Primal Lord, where I started counting because I was so much hoping for 3. Well, we're going to see what happens. So we have the Mirage Frost Spike, pretty basic looking frost thing. It fits the season, it's alright. Second one, they don't really reveal, but that looks mean. Look at that big sword. That is a boss like I want to see. The Nocturne Judicator. Great one. So definitely like this one. This is the second one, and there is no third. There is no third. I mean, I was hoping for a third Primal Lord, honestly, because like in like 3-4 weeks ago, this was like when I thought, now a Primal Lord, like fighting a Primal Lord, making some content about it for a week, that would have been great. Naja, okay. New heroes, the duo of Celestial Guardians. This was probably one of the Celestial heroes, or the Celestial hero pair that people really wanted. The twins, they are coming.
It's you. Were you calling for us?
Yeah, Elijah and Layla, and this is like probably the Celestial release that most people are really saving up their stuff for. Support heroes, S tier, of course. And they are pretty much known in AFK Arena for being super strong. And I'm not an AFK Arena player. I read up on it though. They were apparently known for their haste buff and for linking heroes for damage mitigation. So that was what I read out of it. If that is going to be the case, we don't know. But this is like one of the releases where people are really waiting for it. And people really want to see it because they might be really strong. So definitely keep an eye out for those. Granted, them being announced right now reminds me of the last season. It should probably remind you too. If we look back, we saw Sinbad, we saw Nara, and we also saw Dunlinger. Those were like the first 3 heroes that were announced. And they pretty much released close to the beginning of the season. So it might again be the case that we see the Celestial Twins even in January. So that might be quite insane. January towards the start of the season, that could already be the release of Celestial Twins. If you want to save up for them and want to have your Stargazers ready, this is going to be a thing. If they are going to be like for new players, essentially, that is something we'll have to see.
It's our turn to take the stage.
The animations are gorgeous though. And one thing I want to note right there, before we get into the end of this video, there was a little bit of a discussion recently about like Fresto. Because Fresto gave you second hero, and having 2 heroes in general is already better than 1. And this is kind of true. Like if you think about it, many artifacts activate upon having a certain amount of heroes on the board using their ult, or like resonating spell buffing the resonating hero whenever the heroes on the board do like an ult. And then we have 2 heroes gaining energy, and this essentially already gives you an advantage. So we now have 2 heroes again. If you put Fresto and the twins on board, you essentially have 7 heroes, which is crazy. So this in itself already makes it interesting. We already see like the link here, which indicates that we might have the damage mitigation stuff going on. So this is fairly interesting already. Some energy buffs. This is haste, I think. So this might be that we get to a haste buff from them, which I kind of expected. They have shields on them, which the only source that I could see for that would be themselves. So yeah, heal can only really come from them as well, because we have Scalita, we have Dino, so not really healer. So this should be also from them. So healer, linking, we saw some shields, haste buff. Could be fairly interesting. And then, of course, the extra hero on the board. Yeah. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this little trailer and the analysis that I did around it. And tell me what you like about this the most. Are you already saving up for a specific hero? Are you going to play this season? I'm definitely going to be there. We're going to do a ton of videos and I'm going to enjoy it very much so, I think, because this just looks great. So with that being said, I hope you subscribe to this channel. I wish you a great day and we'll see us in the next one.